It's happening. I'm playing against Fatal, aka the Playbook, one of the best theory crafters slash streamers for Galaxy of Heroes. That kind of guy where he sees a kid and immediately comes up with ideas where I'm like just looking like a stupid monkey into the woods. Yeah, so anyway, here's his defense. I wanted to play myself before he streams so that there's no risk of potentially stream sniping, and he has quite a tough defense down. More on that a little bit later. I started off with Superior Caloran versus this Lord Vader because I had the feeling that my Fennec wouldn't really have a chance, and I also altered my defense a little bit, and I didn't have Bema Wable, so I thought, yeah, let's do like the old-fashioned way of fighting Lord Vader, which would have been, or which is Superior Caloran with the help of my sisters. So Cheese versus the Sith Lord, or the quote-unquote Sith Lord. Yeah, and the Datacron that is on the Lord Vader team is quite strong. Like, I forgot the exact details though. All I remember is, oh, okay, it quite health steal and all that kind of fun stuff, cooldown reductions, and so I wasn't really like nervous about taking this fight that way because I know it can go sideways, especially when Thrawn is involved. But yeah, of course, when you play against Fatal or like one of the better players out there, or like the great players. I mean, everyone in Kimber one, like everyone in the game is great in their own respect, right? But I think when you see what Fatal is capable of, it always you feel a bit nervous about going into these fights. Also because the modding is on point. Yeah, but unfortunately I lost Watt here, which was not that much of a deal because I had full ult charge, and once that happens, usually the fight is over pretty much. Not immediately, right? So they are still standing there, but now just swipe, and they usually fall. And that's what's almost happening here. Of course, now they have crit immunity, so which comes from Seven Sister. She does quite an amazing job on this team, to be honest. Helps to keep everyone alive. So if you have her, or if you don't go for Grand Inquisitor but have her, like I think she and Knife Sister are definitely great. If you have Lord Vader, that is. But yeah, as you can see, once the swipes have been done, they just fall. Now there's just Royal Guard left. Relic 9, of course. I think Cradle has a lot of like Relic 9 tanks, which I don't have so much. I prefer to put my Relic 9s on attackers, strange enough. But yeah. Another ultimate from Lord Vader. But Darka and Zombie are still hanging around now. Yeah, I finished him. So that was unexpected. I thought it takes a bit longer to fight, but it didn't happen. So got my first win, which was good. Then we have JMK with, I think it's a bare bones JMK team, not really bare bones because it's still strong characters, and I think that especially Barris and or the combination between Barris and Padme can throw a wrench in things if you try things off meta, or at least like with other GLs. So I didn't want to take a risk here, and because there were also those Datacrons involved, I used my own JMK with Datacron. I don't have the best Datacron for him, like it's kind of middle of the road, but it's still okay. I think in one of the last rounds I won versus a very strong Datacron without one myself, so I think JMK is just by himself strong enough to take things out. But when you have it and you don't have another team for it, just, yeah, why not using it, right? And so this time there was no mace tank, so I couldn't snipe Cat as the first character. I sniped the tank just to get it out of the way, and then I could focus down on her. And usually I use high ground already like half ult, just to take out Cat earlier, but this time I didn't. I went for the full ult charge, and so the fight is taking a little bit longer than usual. Also because, of course, there is Padme, and when the Padme is around and you have attacks out of turn, then of course you have the bonus protection you have to go through. So things take a while, but eventually you just get through them. Here I triggered the JMK Savior, then triggered Death on Cat, and now it's just Padme, JMK, and Barris. Funny enough, usually like in territory wars, like light side territory wars, not territory wars, territory battles, sorry. Barris and JMK are often enough to take out waves of characters by themselves, especially those annoying ones with the geos. It's kind of funny. But here, yeah, I have a little bit of offense that is stacking on my Datacron, like I said, middle of the road, but not the best one. And so, because of so many buffs flying around that can be cleansed, they're getting quite some offense here, and so eventually they will just chew through all the bonus protection and take out Barris, which has happened here. And now it's just the two of them, one of them, sorry, and now it's 4-on-1, which is a bit unfair, but yeah, he called for it, I guess. Not really, but you know what I mean. That's how things go in this game. So 62 banners, not the best, but at least it was a one-shot. Then there was this Qui-Gon Jinn team, which was super strong and super fast. I knew that I was not faster than them, but I think it was still okay. They took out Omega, which was a little bit unfortunate, but the rest of the fight went down quite simple, fast, I'd say. As you can see here, it's already over. So not much to say. Unfortunately, I lost banners, but that's okay. I didn't have to use something strong. And this is the fight I was actually most afraid of. Not really afraid, I had the most respect. Because we have this crazy Datacron on gas with the stun. Plus great protection stacked on both fives, which is who is Relic 9 here, and General Skywalker. So I knew that was a risk taking in Maul. He can work, of course, but it can be risky. And because of all the protection on fives, I decided to trigger sacrifice here and just take out Rex twice, essentially, which came in handy because I could get to 5 stacks of Anguish immediately. But then, of course, you have the Super Troopers you have to deal with, which are a little bit annoying. Then you have the stun, which is annoying. But it just takes more hits to chew through them. Usually the rocket is enough to take out Arc, for instance. But here, not so much. So I have to take another turn, another go around on gas. And of course, he hits like a truck. Would have hit more, of course, if he was offense stacked instead of protection, but the protection is what makes his team so good in this instance, or in this example, or in this fight. But anyway, got him down again, and now focus down Arc, because he's a bit annoying. But yeah, you don't get rid of the cannon, of course, so it's still a little bit of an issue, and Echo is also quite a menace if you leave him alone. So I wanted to get him out first. Here I wasn't sure if the basic would be enough. It wasn't. So gas stood up again, and now it's getting a bit dangerous because my Django was quite low already. I modded him for full health now, so he's running on full health with health primaries as well on everywhere where you can put them, but very high offense secondaries. So his offense is still kind of okay, but of course he lacks the crit damage output. And yeah, now here, that's why you don't want to leave Echo alone for too long. He will take out the team with the grenade. And now, yeah, I only had like 4 stacks. If I would have had 5 stacks, I would have taken out Echo here. And of course, gas would have taken me out as well. But then I only would have had to clean up one character, which would have been gas. And so it is 2 characters, and so I thought, what can I do? Taking like a trash team, to be honest. Just trying to take out Echo. And because it's quite boring, because you can see what's happening, a lot of dazes, a lot of stuns happening, a little bit on the Fury. I was debating with myself if I should use a GL here and save Maul for the back wall, because I wasn't sure what would be in the back wall. I was expecting the worst, to be honest, like at least 2 GLs, maybe 3. And yeah, so I was trying, okay, just try Maul. If it goes well, it goes well. If not, then I have to clean it up. But if I would have taken a GL here, I would have potentially regret the decision immediately once the back wall opens up. So yeah, it was quite an interesting challenge. I could give a spoiler, but I won't. I will do that later. Yeah, so as you've seen, I've at least taken out Echo, OG Echo, and now Gas still standing there. So I have to go another time, like third try, which is a bit unfortunate. And here I use as a cleanup my leftover bounty hunters. I think it would have been fine to only use 3 of them eventually. Fennec, our friend Boba, the old one, because he does quite some damage versus characters that don't have protection, as you can see here. So that was okay. So front wall cleared. Now look at the back wall, and we see 3 GLs. And one of the worst Datacrons in the game, somewhat like the most powerful ones, because apparently it makes JMK fights so easy for JML, or kind of should, in theory. And then we have Supreme Kylo Ren with 3 Relic characters, 2 of them are tanks, and then the Anti-Womper comp of C. I wasn't sure what to do here. I still had GLs left, but I wasn't really sure because none of them were really fitting for anything. So I decided I really don't want to use GLs here and try to clean things off meta as well as I can. Which of course makes me regret that I didn't use a GL on Gas. But that's life. I essentially could have placed another GL team on defense. So the obvious off-meta counter is JKR, JKL. So my JKL is Relic 9, 40,400 offense. It helps versus GLs, of course. But double tank is quite tricky at times, so I just wanted to see how it goes. Relic 9 on crew isn't a problem here, which was nice. Here I wasn't really sure, should I focus down red or should I go for Supreme Kylo Ren? I went for Mark on Supreme Kylo Ren just to get some damage out, reduce his turn meter, and make him fail, waste his basic, which was dodged. Now getting up foresight, so because the next is an AoE and I don't want to get the swipes. Now they're unfortunately still hanging there, Red Trooper, but was kind of okay. I was not too worried as of yet, even not now. Counter and another one. So now I'm getting worried because my tank is gone, but at least red is gone. And then ability block on Hux, swapping the turn to JKL, calling to assist. And here I was a little bit surprised that Kylo Ren didn't use the ultimate. Usually he would, I guess. I'm not sure. So I guess I got lucky here, but maybe someone can tell me if this is normal or not. Used to be different in the past. And so I could take him out. And of course, bad banners, call to assist and Hoda to get at least some more healing. Lost the character, no protection no protection have JKR, so only 60 banners. But okay, was happy with this outcome because it's 3 Relic 9 characters. So that was okay. Yeah, I had Rey for offense because I wasn't sure about the defense setup from Fatal, and so I tried my best to save Rey for offense here and to see what I can do. And I think that was the best fitting match I could have thought of, was using her versus C. And it's pretty much a straightforward battle. Taking out Malak first, getting into ult, Malak via Whirlwind, and then just taking out the other characters. They're not really a threat, of course. There's healing immunity, as you can see, but it doesn't do really much versus Rey. She can check it off at some point. The ultimate helps. Then there's also her own damage immunity. And now it's 1 versus C, and there he usually doesn't have any chance. Of course, he stacks his mastery with every basic he does, but you have Whirlwind, you have the ultimate for yourself, and quite some health steal, so that helps. And it's usually quite simple to take out C. Yeah, but at this point in time, I was a little bit like, yeah, angry because I really could have placed one GL more on defense, which would have been handy versus Fatal because, as I said, he's one of those players where you need every bit you can. And he had, looking at this Raver offense, so he could do quite some stuff with her, I guess. Yeah, but now we're looking at this and our own Ray almost there, almost also back to ultimate. Hopefully my goal was to get her to full health again, but yeah, didn't want to risk anything, so I sent ultimate and just took out C. So that was nice, got some banners back that I wasted in other battles. And then the battle I was really not sure what to use at all, because JML Mirror, I had JML as well, wouldn't have really worked for me, and the Datacron is just too strong. So I was like, potentially Starkiller could take this because there is no stun because of his unique. And so I was like, let's try this. But there are ability blocks. The C is already out. I got Mace, not sure what to do. I called to assist. And then I again did the wrong button. Didn't revive. Just like, how to say it, got my defense penetration, which doesn't really help. So Mace is gone. And now it's 5 of them. He's going into ult, and it looks very bad. But luckily, we're getting a turn with Mara Jade, so make her fast and give her potency. And we got all the debuffs we wanted. We got another set of debuffs, so she's rolling. And now I can revive. I'm bringing back the character, which is important for that, which is EP. So I get all the assists. Basic to charge my ultimate from Starkiller. Then again, debuffs. Again, debuffs, and now Mara take another turn, basic, stays, and shock. And now just my goal is to take Starkiller into ultimate. So there's shock everywhere, so it should be good enough to cycle turn meter for EP, which you can see here. So 79, one more basic for him, which I get now. Got my ultimate, so trigger it right away. Got back full protection and health, and this hit takes out both JML and Jolie. Jolie 200,000 on that hit. That was kind of fun to see. So that was great. The first time I used Starkiller versus JML, I think, and it worked quite nice. Another option I thought about would have been Imperial Troopers with Mara Jade and Magma Trooper, which I kept for offense. The idea is that Magma Trooper gets debuffed by Mara Jade immediately, so he gets 100% turn meter almost, which is good enough to take to be faster than JML. Reduce turn meter on the whole team, and then Troopers can go. I've done it in Arena back in the days, which was fine, but I wasn't sure because there was quite some tenacity on the Datacron as well. That's why I opted for Starkiller. And while I'm talking and explaining alternatives, you can look at Wampa taking out the Sorry team. The only risk here is that when Tenacity down lands from BB-8, which cycles into a stun from R2, and then bad things can happen, which was the case here. So there was Tenacity down, there was a stun, but luckily it didn't really matter too much. And then I could take out BB-8, and once BB-8 is out, really all danger here is gone. The only thing that can go wrong is essentially a timeout risk here. As you can see, Sorry is kind of a wall to go through. Like, you have to really build up your offense. I mean, eventually it will happen, but I just wanted to speed it up because it takes 4 minutes almost for it to happen. When you press auto, sometimes you want to go off auto and want to like do the first special, so you get some post protection because somehow the AI doesn't really use it that much. As you can see here, off auto, then back on auto, and now she's gone, and 68 balance, which was nice. Then we had this anti-Wampa, potentially anti-Wampa, I guess that's why TFP is here, team of the R, and I used my standard low banner counter as you can see here. Usually only Set is surviving this, and then you just can get some banners back, as you can see here, the protection at least, and so 63 banners on that. That was okay. And then I shouldn't have done this here, to be honest. JML versus Mon Mothma. It was just like frustration because I had 1 GL left. Should have kept it on defense, to be honest. And so I was like, yeah, if I don't use it, I feel even more angry about myself, my choices. And so I just used it here, which is stupid. You could use troopers and get like full banners for it, and then would it take bounty hunters versus the dash team. But I was like, okay, maybe they are quick enough or cycle enough to avoid Mon Mothma taking a turn, which didn't happen, of course. She takes a turn, revives Kyle, and then I lose some banners, which is unfortunate. I could have taken an Aayla potentially to stun as well, would have also been an idea. But I mean, there was no risk of losing this fight, but it was unfortunate because I lost banners here. As you can see, there's not enough time to recover all the protection on the 5 characters here, or the 4 characters. And so, yeah, that was like stupid decision. I could have taken this team versus Dash, would have also been nice. Yeah, 63 was okay overall. And now, Dash team without Vendor. Interesting choice. I guess Vendor goes with Ray on offense. I guess that's what I expect Fatal to do. So we will see. I haven't seen the stream yet. I wanted to do this commentary fresh. Troopers, when they are faster than the enemy, it's just like boring to watch, to be honest. It's all nice, depending on where you're coming from. Nothing really to say about this fight. It's just like hammer them down. That's it. And so 65, and then we go to fleets, and there I was a bit surprised, to be honest, like they were bare bones, which I didn't expect. Doing one of the standard counters, Rebels versus Raiders, which usually goes down nicely. Sometimes not so much. Depends a little bit like on how often our friend Han decides to assist or not. Sometimes he doesn't, and then it goes a little bit like, not south, but just like, it gets a bit more difficult, because then as a reinforcement is only 1 ship, which usually is like Raceman and Falcon, and she does hit like a truck. And here ideally, with 1 more assist beforehand, we would have taken out the tank already, and then the fight potentially would have been over. But so Ray comes in, and now I'm feeling, it gets a little bit dicey, so I better take out the other ships, so that overall the risk of losing that is minimized. As you can see, I'm losing, I think it's Piston, but still okay. Cleansing the debuff from casting, getting him turn meter, removing buffs, and then essentially, shooting down Ray and getting 70 banners. Then we have the most interesting fleet, which was Tarkin with leftover ships. And so I thought, take in the Negotiator. Focusing down the Bomber first, because he, as you can see, has bombs on days, which is not so nice. Taking down the Reaper next, and now it's only Rex left. Getting some ability blocks or some damage on my team. So I decided to call him Blow and getting back banners and taking down Rex with this basic, and again I think it's a 74 banners, which was okay. And the last fleet was Executor, and here I was debating with myself, should I take in Finalizer and risk that things go south and I lose this fight, or should I take in Executor Mirror? And because Fatal is a man of culture and has no Relic 9 yet, it was like an easy decision. It was like, okay, both are 8, so let's do this. And it was a coin flip which went on my end. So when I go first, it's quite simple. I always hammer down Razor Crest. So Razor Crest is out, as you can see here. Then it doesn't really matter what I do next. I usually follow up with. You have 2 options, or at least I think I have 2 options here, and one of the options is of course Ebon Hawk. The other one is I come in with slave 1. I prefer slave 1 because it helps you to get to the ultimate faster. As you can see, they already triggered the second contract, so to say, getting to the bomb, and now it's quite simple to take them out. Healing up Razor Crest here. They also heal up their slave 1. And now the only thing you have to do is taking out their slave 1 before they get off their bomb, which is pretty simple if they're running 2 ships, but sometimes it's a bit risky. Here, basic does the job. And so they have the next turn, getting in also their contract, but doesn't matter anymore because I have the ultimate and can take out the Executor. And now it's basically take down the ships that can be annoying, like IG-2000, and other than that, just use basics until you get the heal up again, and then heal up one of the other ships. If you are really lucky and get a lot of dodges, which doesn't happen, of course, because of target lock, you potentially could end up with like a second heal move. But yeah, so it's already a bit dicey. As you can see, it's in red, in yellow again, Houndstooth that is. So just like try to avoid kill Houndstooth so you can get back to the heal move and then heal up a ship. I decide to heal up slave 1 here, and then I take out the ship and got 73 banners, which was okay. And so overall, I have made some stupid mistakes, but yeah, could have been like 1,800 plus banners, but yeah, it's okay. So this is how it looks now, and I will share the result later. See you then. So, and here's the final result. Unfortunately, I lost, so congratulations to Fatal. I've seen the live stream just now, so it was really amazing to see. And yeah, unfortunately, I lost by only 19 banners, so if I hadn't taken the gamble with Maul versus GAC, I might have had a chance to win this thing. But yeah, you learn as you go, so it was a great game, or great match. So thanks for that, and everyone who was watching this, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.